For more on Rihanna and her rise in the luxury fashion world, I'm joined by Kyle Wong, live from San Francisco. He's the CEO and co-founder of Pixlee, a visual marketing platform that works with brands. Welcome back, Kyle.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start with the umbrella overview of Rihanna's ventures and how lucrative they've been.
Yeah, well, Rihanna's success is across multiple different categories, ranging from music to sportswear with Puma, cosmetics, and now with the Fenty line. And one thing I think is really unique about her brand is that it's incredibly authentic, and she does a tremendous amount of job of making sure that the products that she releases isn't just appealing to the mass market, but it's also authentic and true to herself.
And in that same vein, how did Rihanna position herself in the market to become such a strong brand beyond her music?
Yeah, well, Rihanna is one of the largest celebrities in the entire world, with 70 million Instagram followers and known on a first-name basis. And when you think about her story, she has a tremendous success story of how she grew up, and she's been able to continue that throughout her music. And when you look at social media today, she's very active on social media and across multiple different channels and giving people a sense of what it's like to live her life.
And let's talk about LVMH now. Now, that's the world's largest luxury group, and usually it acquires brands rather than starting a new one from scratch. So why is this relationship with Rihanna such a game changer, not just from a cultural, but also an industry standpoint?
Yeah, well, I think this is incredibly important because Rihanna is the first person of color to lead a major luxury house for LVMH. And I hope that this is going to be a great data point for how important diversity and inclusion are in the luxury vertical. You've seen categories like cosmetics do incredibly well by taking advantage and speaking to people of color, and I think that luxury should absolutely follow suit given the growth in customer base on both multicultural and also in Asia as well.
And speaking of the inclusive theme that Rihanna does have, she's also the first woman to start an original brand for LVMH. Do you think this marks a shift for some of these older, more established brands, and will others follow suit?
I absolutely think other people will follow suit. And part of that has to do with the larger macro trends that you're seeing around today's consumers. A lot of today's consumers are really gravitating towards the intersection of content, commerce, and community. And by partnering with somebody like Rihanna, these brands get to leverage the community that they've already built and using that to drive greater commerce opportunities.
Now, in terms of what this collaboration does for both sides, there are obviously plenty of celebrities out there, but what kind of audience will Rihanna specifically tap into for LVMH?
Yeah, so I think the audience that Rihanna is going to tap into is going to be pretty wide because she's part of a larger trend around women empowerment and shared values around being bold and authentic and inclusive that I think a lot of people will resonate with. And when you look at the success that she's already had with Puma and Fenty Beauty, she's not only successful with the multicultural segment, but she's also very successful across the board, across the entire millennial women demographic.
And so what do you see being next for the Fenty brand? She has obviously the clothing line now, the cosmetics, and also the lingerie line, and of course, her music. Where do you see this empire going?
Yeah, well, I think Rihanna has done a tremendous amount of, had a lot of success across many different verticals, and I would not be surprised to see her also partnering with up-and-coming artists to help them launch their own lines as well.
I'm sure other brands are wondering, can we just grab another celebrity? Is it as simple as copying and pasting this? What lessons can other artists or even social media influencers learn from Rihanna's business savvy in this?
Yeah, well, I think it's important to recognize that she's not an overnight success, and she's shown a track record of consistency across multiple different lines. And I think that the lesson that other people should learn is that with Rihanna, given her celebrity, she still had to prove herself. So I think it's super important for people to start small and prove themselves, and from there, use that track record to be able to land great deals with LVMH.
So what should brands be looking for when they're looking at celebrity partnerships to make sure that they don't make a misstep?
Yeah, well, I think with a lot of celebrity partnerships, it's always pretty challenging to make sure that the voice is on par with the brand. And when it comes to celebrity partnerships today, luckily, these celebrities are producing content at a rate that is much greater than ever before. And I think what you should be looking for is a level of consistency, but also a specific voice and focus that is going to appeal to a specific demographic.
All right, thank you so much. Kyle Wong there, CEO and co-founder of Pixlee.